Hello, everyone. My name is Christina. I am one of the nurses here at our cardiac rehab at our Lifestyle Medicine Center, and I'm going to do a presentation on habit forming and goal setting. So let's go ahead and jump into that. Let me see. Okay, so our purpose of tonight's talk is to talk about exactly what is a habit, how to break a bad habit, how to create a new habit, and some applicable strategies that I have found that I really like that maybe you can try out. So, what is a habit? A habit is a learned behavioral response to situational cues, good, neutral, or bad. I thought that this is a good representation. This picture here kind of just shows like that whole, if you reap what you sow, right? So if you're watering your field every day, you're going to get that nice green lush grass. If you're not tending to it and watering it, you're going to get this dead field, right? So if you do something over and over again in the same context, whether intentionally or unintentionally, a habit can form. So again, that goes back to that good or bad or neutral. If you do it over and over again, it's going to become habit. So breaking bad habits, you can do this in a couple different ways. The first way that we're going to discuss is changing the cue. So you want to try to avoid situational triggers. Changing the cue means to avoid the situational triggers and to implement intentions such as what, when, and where. This movie theater popcorn example really hit home to me. So there was a study done where they took people to the movie theaters, they got popcorn, and then they took people to watch the same movie but in a conference room, and they actually didn't want the popcorn anymore. I know this is very true for myself. When I did attend movies in the theater, I haven't been to one in a while. I think we all can relate with that, but this made a lot of sense to me. My husband and I would go to dinner and then go see a movie, and at dinner we would enjoy ourselves and then be full, leave dinner and go to the movies. And what would we do? Order popcorn. And not only would we order the small one, we would get the large one, just because we're at the movies and that's what you do. So I thought this was really, really interesting and made a lot of sense to me. So you want to change our environments, and that can help us create a new habit. Another great example of this is maybe if you a couple times a week you stop and get donuts on your way to work. Well, that's probably because the donut shop is on your way to work. So how can I change that cue? I can go a different route, that the donut shop is not on my way, and hopefully there's not something else that sparks your interest. But now to get those donuts, it would be out of your way. It's not going to be as convenient, and chances are you're not going to stop for the donuts. So the next way to break the habit is when we want to change the action. So when situation X arises, I will perform response Y. You must select a new action. You don't want to just give up on an existing behavior. So my example for this one is, we don't want to say, I'm not going to eat chips anymore. Or, after at work, I get that, I have lunch, and then around that 3 o'clock time, I'm getting kind of tired. I'm getting kind of hungry. I want a snack. So instead of just saying, I'm not going to go to the vending machine and get chips, a better response to that would be, when I'm hungry at 3 o'clock, I will eat an apple and not the chips. So that way you are giving up on the existing behavior, but you're replacing it with a new behavior. So I think this was another great example. So now let's talk about creating new habits. We need a new alternative response rather than a non-response. I think that goes back to that changing the action, saying I will eat an apple. I'm not just going to say I'm not going to eat the chips. And also you must purposely repeat it day after day, week after week, and maybe month after month before it is locked in. So you have to, it goes back to the doing something over and over again. I think we've all heard that it takes 21 days to create a new habit. There's actually been research done that it typically takes most people around an average of 66 days, typically because something usually comes in the way and bumps us up whenever it's the 21 days. But as long as you get back to that same habit and you continuously do it over and over again, it will eventually become your new normal. So now let's talk about those strategies. So this habit scorecard, this came from the book Atomic Habits. I think this is a great resource. I really enjoyed it. I highly recommend it. It's an easy read. So, but I'll go through a couple of the things that I really liked. This first one is this habit scorecard. So how this works is you want to make a list of your daily habits. So you just write down exactly what you do every single day, and then you rate it basically. So for example, I get up in the morning, I brush my teeth, I take a shower, I make my coffee, I get on my phone for 15 minutes, then I grab my lunch stuff, and then I'm scrambling out the door to go to work, and then my day goes on. So now I want to rate those things with good habit, bad habit, neutral habit, or plus sign, minus sign, equal sign. And what I want to look at when I'm looking at it is when I'm looking at good habit, bad habit, neutral habit, is something that may be bad that I want to work on might not be bad for you but I want to look at who do I want to be in the future? Is this habit something that aligns with the person that I want to be? So getting up in the morning, obviously a good habit. I want to get up every morning. Brushing my teeth, I want to be a person with good hygiene. So I think that's a good habit. Shower, same thing. Having that cup of coffee. Right now, I'm going to put a neutral habit. I see that it's something I could probably work on, but I'm not going to work on it at this moment. And then my getting on the phone for 15 minutes. I'm going to say that's a negative habit. I think I could spend my morning better. I don't think what I'm getting on my phone for that 15 minutes isn't honestly doing anything great for my life. It's being nosy, looking at social media, right? So I don't think there's nothing in that I see as how is that going to benefit my future, basically. Now, maybe, if it was doing work emails and I was wanting to be more of an efficient person and use my time more wisely, maybe that looking at my phone for 15 minutes is a good habit. So you can see how it doesn't, just because one thing's good for somebody doesn't mean it's good for everybody or bad, right? And so then the next thing is getting my lunch ready. That's a good habit that I'm prepping my lunch. I'm hopefully eating healthy options versus eating out. And I want to be healthy for my future. I want to be a healthy person. So I'm going to say that that's a good habit. So that's kind of my example, just to show you how you would break that down, how you would use your habit scorecard. Okay. And then from there, you can identify areas where maybe you can add some things in, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. First, I want to talk to you about creating SMART goals. SMART, first of all, stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So our example is going to be, I want to run every week. How can I make that a better goal? So how can I make that a SMART goal? I want to run Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 1 mile at 5 p.m. This week. So by next week, from today till next week or whatever, till next Sunday. So I'm going to, it's specific. I have what days of the week I'm going to run. I have how long I'm going to run. So that's measurable. The distance that I'm going to run. I'm not just saying I'm just going to go run. I have an actual distance I want to complete. Is it achievable? is it relevant and time achievable? I believe that I can run 1 mile. And I believe that I can do that Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of next week. And then I believe it's relevant because my ultimate goal is to run a half marathon in December. So that's going to get me, hopefully, if I start with this and I can build upon it, will get me to my goal of the half marathon in December, and the time bound. So I want to set this for now till the following Sunday, or not the Sunday coming up, but the next Sunday, right? It's about 10 days. So I can also, when I'm making my goal, and that's, I can go through this and say, is when that achievable really makes me think about it, right? So can I really do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday? Can I really run 1 mile? Is that something that I am capable of doing right now? Maybe I need to say I'm going to walk that 1 mile. I think, really thinking about it as, am I going to accomplish this? Because you really want to set goals that you're going to accomplish, because you're just going to be able to build on that positivity so much better. I also think that building SMART goals is kind of nice too, because you can I like making, small weekly goals, because I can reevaluate after that week's done. Okay, what happened? Why wasn't I, if I wasn't able to achieve it, why wasn't I? Maybe, I said, when I'm thinking of I'm going to run outside every day. Well, it rained 4 days last week. I know in Midland that's hard to believe, but maybe it did, or whatever happened, something else came up and I wasn't able to do it one night. So maybe evenings, I would look at it. Maybe evenings aren't my best time to run. Maybe with the weather, I need another option. I'm going to run outside or at the gym on the treadmill, give myself those other options, because I need to decide how to make sure that I'm able to complete these and not let those excuses win anymore. Really, triumph over the excuses. So let's go into habit stacking. So when I was talking about the habit scorecard, you can kind of see, where maybe those bad habits are. Maybe you can put in a new habit that you're wanting. So I want to complete a half marathon in December. So what do I see for myself in the future? I would like to see myself as a runner in the future. That's what I want. So where can I put something new into my daily routine? So I kind of went through my morning routine with y'all, but let's do, okay, when I get off of work, I typically go home and put on my comfy clothes and then sit on the couch. So instead of that, I now want to go home and put on my running clothes and go run, and do my 1 mile run or whatever it may be. So when we talked about changing the cue earlier, my cue before is I get home, put on my comfy clothes, I sit on the couch. Now my cue is going to be come home, put on running clothes. The running clothes leads me to go run. So I really like how that habit stacking works into play. And once you do something over and over again, it just becomes a habit, right? It becomes part of your daily routine. So I think we can see how all of this stuff plays together and works as one. So let's talk about avoiding the what the hell effect. I think we've all been here before. We talk about that 21 days or that 66 days that it actually takes us to create a habit. What we really want to avoid is this what the hell effect. This is when we give into a temptation. Here's an example. Okay. So I skipped lunch at work today, which leads me to stop at the gas station because I'm hungry. I want a snack. And now I'm going to choose a candy bar because I'm hungry and I just really want something. And now, because I didn't eat my healthy lunch and I chose the candy bar, I'm going to skip my workout. So you can see how it just kind of that slippery slope, and we go into that all or nothing thinking. But we want to try to avoid that. So instead, if I skip lunch, instead of stopping at the gas station, I just get home and I make sure I do that workout. Or if I did stop at the gas station, realizing, okay, I missed lunch, I'm really hungry, but I'm going to choose, the grapes or whatever it may be that's there, maybe the nuts or something that's there at the gas station that's a healthier choice. And then I'm just going to get right back on track. We want to focus on things you want to accomplish versus things you want to avoid. So instead of, I skipped lunch, I stopped at the gas station, and I don't want to get the candy bar, but I do want to get the candy bar. But so you're fighting with yourself. You want to focus on what you want to accomplish. I want to be that runner. I want to complete that half marathon in December. And I know by choosing the candy bar, it's not getting me to that step. Or maybe I chose the candy bar and you know what? I'm not going to skip the workout because I want to be that runner. I have this goal to complete that half marathon. And I know if I skip my run, I'm just going to let myself down and I'm not going to make it to that end goal of the half marathon. So I think that, just really trying to focus on the bigger picture rather than those impulse moments. So I like this quote by Dr. Greger as well. Cheating isn't cheating if it's baked into the plan. I pulled this because I think too, when you're thinking of long-term goals, especially I think I always kind of go back to eating with this one, but if you know a situation is going to arise, or let's say, this next week I'm going to travel. And so I'm probably not going to get my running training in like I should because I'm traveling for work or something. So if you bake it into your plan as I'm not going to get the running in, but I'm going, there's a hotel gym and I'm going to, lift weights or something like that. Don't beat yourself down if you chose to do something differently, right? Know that it's something that can be overcome. Don't let it go into that what the hell effect, basically. Don't say, oh, well, I did something bad. I skipped my workout or I ate something that I wasn't going to eat. And so now it's all just going to fall off. So all right, and so some of the information that I got was from the How Not to Diet book by Dr. Greger. He's got lots of great tips in there, and then also, of course, Atomic Habits. I really, really recommend that book. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this presentation. So let me get back to our screen here. And I hope that you guys have a great night and are able to try some of these strategies and they help you out. If you have any questions, of course, you can always reach us at 432-221-LIFE. Have a great night.